maybe it's time we do something else with it. And usually one of the partners in the family is very smart. So if it's a he, I could imagine you just turn it upside down, put a cord through, and a light bulb here, and put it in the master bedroom. And you need to. And year after year after year, you will get so much fulfillment from this evening. So, where are they? So, as I said, I collect the item. 3 left, I think tonight. And I'll give. Hey, Chris. There they are.
Coming in hot.
Well, you always want.
You're my kind of man. Now hang on, I gotta move my chair
This is
without crushing my
fabulous
feet.
Celtic Renaissance music by Gala.
And I need one.
Janelle and Kathy, and they will entertain you for the next. You have about 4 minutes left of your time.
You talk too long. We're union musicians. So. First, we're going to introduce you to the ancient Irish tradition of tuning. Just check these guys. Thank you very much. You've been lovely. And I have a tin whistle here. So, Goodman, come on. What do you think? harp, maybe? Yeah, I think I'll be able to do both. Or I'll just hand this to you.
The next couple we will see up here, that is my good friends, Jim Chambliss and Dan Vogt from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And they have made it up here for several years. You know, it's late hour drive, and Jim teaches at the university, and she has to get out and back before she gets up. And we like you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us again. We appreciate it. This is a lovely gathering, this Berea Celtic Festival, and so we are delighted to get to come whenever we can. So we'll play a few songs for you. This first one is about sending your loved ones off to war in the army. I guess we don't do very many happy songs, I'll just say that. It's called The King's Shilling. And if you know any of these songs, sing along. This is a great room for singing in. My love has left me with bare knees to walk, and that's the last of him I ever saw. He's joined the army and marched a walk. He took the shilling, and he's marched a walk. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the King's shilling, we're off to war. Oh, he looked so braw and so gallant then, wi' his kilt and sporran and his musket gun, and the ladies kissed them as they marched awa. They sailed awa, boys, they sailed awa, boys, by the broomy law. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the King's shilling and we're off to war. Oh, the pipes did play as they marched along. The boys all sang out a battle song. March on, cried the captain gay. For king and country, we will fight this day. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the King's shilling and we're off to war. Oh, the battle echoed with the sound of guns, and the bayonets flashed in the morning sun. The drums did beat and the cannons roared, and the shilling didn't seem much worth no more. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the King's shilling and we're off to war. Some lost the battle and their bodies fell, struck down by bayonet and musket ball. Now many of those brave young men would never fight for their king again. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the
king shilling and we're off to war. Come laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the king shilling and we're off to war.
Thanks very much. All right, so we are going to do, there he is. We're going to do a song that we learned from the singing of one of the other musicians who's here this weekend for the first time. Our buddy Keith Carr back there, who'll be up in a bit, was singing this song at another fabulous gathering, much like this one, at Tune Junkie Weekend that happens in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, the first weekend of February every year. And Keith sang this song in a circle there where we were just sharing stuff. And we liked it, so we went home and learned it. And now we're going to do it first. Since he's on later, he'll have to pick a different one. And I think, Keith, is this song written by Dirk Powell? Sorta, kinda? Oh, okay, good. Good to know. All right, thanks. It's called Waterbound. 3, 4. They were shining bright. The storm came up and the trees came down. I tell you boys, I was waterbound. Waterbound on a stranger shore. Rivers rising to my door carried my home to the field below. I'm waterbound, nowhere to go. I was there at all. The stable's dry on a winter's night. You turn your head and you can see the light. A black cat crawling on an old boxcar, a rusty door and a fallen star. I ain't got a dime in my nation's sack. I'm waterbound and I can't get back. I'm going and I won't be back. You don't believe me, you can count my tracks. The river's long and the river's wide. I'll meet you boys on the other side. So say my name and don't forget, the water still ain't got me yet. Ain't nothing but I'm bound to roam. I'm waterbound and I can't get home. a great song, Keith. Thank you for that. You never know what you might pick up at gatherings like this. All right, have we got time for one more? No? We should. All right, we'll do one more, and I'll just make my story quick. This is a story of 3 Scottish brothers who decided the best way for them to sustain themselves, to provide for themselves, is if they became pirates. Or one of them should become a pirate and bring back all the spoils to the other 2. So they drew straws, and it was the youngest brother that got the short straw. His name was Henry Martin, and this is the story of his first voyage out as a pirate. There were 3 brothers all in merry Scotland. In merry Scotland were 3, and they did cast lots for to see which of them was to turn robber all on the salt sea. Well, the lot, it fell first upon young Henry Martin, the youngest of all of the 3, that he should turn robber all on the salt sea, the salt sea, the salt sea, for to maintain his 2 brothers and he. Well, he had not been sailing but a long winter's night and part of a short winter's day, before he espied a stout lofty ship, lofty ship, lofty ship, come a bearing down on him straightway. Well, hello, hello, cried young Henry Martin, now what makes you sail so nigh? I'm a rich merchant ship bound for fair London town, London town, London town. Will you please for to let me pass by? Oh no, cried young Henry Martin, now that thing it never can be, for I have turned robber all on the salt sea, the salt sea, the salt sea, for to maintain my 2 brothers and me. So come lower your topsail and brail up your mizzen and bring your ship under my lee, or I will give to you a full cannonball, 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 and your dear bodies drown in the salt sea. Oh no, we won't lower our lofty topsail, nor bow ourselves under your lee, and you shan't take from us our rich merchant goods, merchant goods, merchant goods, nor will you point our bold guns to the sea. So with broadside and at it they went for fully 2 hours or 3, till Henry Martin gave to her the death shot, the death shot, the death shot, and straight to the bottom went she. Bad news to old England came, sad news to fair London town. There's been a rich vessel and she's cast away, cast away, cast away, and all of her merry men drowned.
Alrighty,
So there you
thank
go. Piracy does not pay. Don't try that at home. Thanks very much.
I hope this works. I was asked to go up here because what I didn't tell you, this is actually live streamed to across America and the world. So what about that? You can go and find it somewhere else when you get home if you want to see it again. Anyway, weren't they fantastic, these little girls? The next on stage will be Tualack Boylan from, he was born in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and moved to Texas and then to Kansas, and you've probably been many other places. But he comes here constantly. I think he has missed one year maybe, and it's fantastic. And this year he's bringing a friend of his, Will, with him, and he's right here, and Tualack Boylan and Will.
So earlier today, someone thanked me for pointing out last year that Sune is Danish. He said, now it all makes sense. And that's good because we like to educate and occasionally make sense in between tunes. So that was a couple of hornpipes, the Plains of Boyle and Cronin's. I see Dan nodding, which is good because the names of things are kind of difficult sometimes. And like a few years ago, a friend of mine left town in Kansas City, and I took their place in the band. So you can think of me as the new Molly. I look out here, I see a bunch of faces. Some of you are familiar, some of you are new. And I wanted to get in on the action, and so the last few years I've been coming here with Eddie, but this is Will. Will is the new and improved Eddie. And when you make improvements, you learn things. And when we finally get back to Kansas City, I'm going to have a conversation with the original and untouched Eddie. And we're going to find out why, when he brings music for us to listen to, he doesn't include a double disc collection of ABBA's greatest hits. You never stop learning.
Well, if I may quote our Swedish friends, you've been a real super trooper.
Okay. 10 hours in the car tomorrow.
Mamma mia.
So we've got the new Molly, we've got the new Eddie, and any minute I'll forget how I was going to end this, what Will describes as my nonsense.
Well, you've got about a minute and a half left of...
I'm starting to reconsider. But anyhow, I know that there's a bunch of new faces here, and that maybe I'll get introduced to some of you tonight and promptly forget your names because, well, forgetting's a thing. But fortunately, we can provide alternative names. So we're going to finish up with a set of reels here that's called Mamma Mia, Where's Ernie?
Okay, so Sunday's Delight and Last Night is Fun.
Yeah.
So as you know, we sell T-shirts. Does anyone want to buy a T-shirt? Bubba, this is Bubba from Nashville. Why don't you come up here? You're a fine man.
You know, we have two sizes, large and small, so you think this one would... Thank you so much.
I hope he's not the only one. Thank you, Bubba from Nashville. And then we have some awards we would like to give out, and our partners in town and in the region are very, very important to us. And we have one who have supported us for, I think, all the years we have existed, and that means a lot to us. She has also been very active, and still is, in town, and been the president of the Chamber of Commerce some years ago. And today she has a very successful chiropractic business. It's Brenda, Dr. Brenda Huser. Will you come up here, Brenda? $10. So here's an award to a special friend, but I'll read what it says. Okay? To Chiropractic Health Solution, Dr. Brenda Huser, for valuable contributions to and support of the Berea Celtic Fest and Gathering. And this is for you, and we really, really appreciate you so much. Yeah. And I have a couple of words. Did you bring your son with you?
He's asleep,
Is he asleep? Okay.
unfortunately.
Anyway, we are also a town of crafts, you know, so there's one for you here.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know what you can use it for, but I think it's pretty.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's pretty too.
Absolutely.
And of course, you need a T-shirt. Usually last year they were $15, so you'll make a good deal today, $10. But Brenda will get it for free. All right, I'll just put it down here. And she will also get a CD, 17 tunes, all musicians who have participated over the years in Berea Celtic Fest. It's just amazing. They donated a tune. So buy one of these, $10. They were $15 last year. It could be a collector's item.
Thank you so much.
This is a key ring to life. So now he has to find his own key.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And over the years, people come from near and far to support us because of the wonderful music, the fellowship, and people bring stuff, and we are very thankful for whatever they bring. These people, this couple, is from Fort Thomas up in Kentucky. And not only are they big time friends of Berea Celtic Festival, but they also say what they mean. And I have felt that on Facebook, and because I communicated with Ellen sometimes, and she points her finger sometimes, and that's fine. But you have also been married for 50 years, right? This year. So we would like to honor you with a special award as well. But you should know that Dan and Ellen Curtin brings hot dogs every year. It means a lot to us, otherwise it wouldn't be the same. I have heard some people say, is the Frank family coming? Are the Franks coming this year? Oh, you mean the curtains, the ones who bring the Franks. Oh, so, okay, come up here. I would like to... So this is a Celtic Music Award to Ellen and Dan Curtin for your valuable and remarkable support of the Berea Celtic Fest and Gathering. And I'm not kidding. This is for you.
This is the hot dog award.
It's the Frank Reward. And here's a little thing too, because this is also about love, okay? And that's the two of you. And this is actually a quilt made by Joanne Grimes, who's a member of this church. A huge quilt. So I hope you'll enjoy it and find a nice place for it.
We will.
Okay, thank you. We'll take a 7 or 8 minute break, and you can shop if you want to. You can also talk, and we will be back shortly.
Thank you very much. You have impeccable taste. Nice to be back in this beautiful venue, a beautiful place, great space. So it's very nice to be here. So I'll start off with a couple of reels. I'm going to play them on the big flute. Don't worry, I haven't shrunk. The flute is bigger than normal. So this is a B-flat flute, and these are two reels. The first one is called Johnny Cronin's, and the second reel is a version of the Navy on the Line. It's a Sligo version called the Pride of Clunshire, and it comes from the playing of Peter Horan. So two lovely old reels, just to warm myself up by playing on the B-flat flute. So here we go. If I suddenly fall over while playing these, it's not part of the show. I've miscalculated the amount of air used for this particular flute. So, because for you flute players out there, or wind players, this is similar to blowing down a rain barrel. Here we go. Thank you very much. Right, we'll go off for a little trip now. We'll go over to Brittany, to the Celtic corner of France, and I'll play you a melody from Brittany, followed by a jig with the most ludicrous title. The jig is called Cornelius Curtin's Big Balloon, which needs a little bit of explanation. There is another name for this jig, but this is the name it gets called by some people, Cornelius Curtin's Big Balloon. The Big Balloon was a pub in London, not very far from the Houses of Parliament, and it was run by a man called Con Curtin, or Cornelius Curtin. He was a fiddle player and a serious curmudgeon, if you know what that means. a miserable sod, but a great fiddle player and a man not to be trifled with. He didn't suffer fools gladly. Maybe not a great idea to run a pub when you don't suffer fools gladly. This guy was kind of, if you know what I'm talking about, the Irish music world's version of Basil Fawlty. Anyway, a famous story of, and this pub was two streets back from the River Thames. If you can picture London, you've got the Thames, and the Houses of Parliament are on the right on the river, and then go down the river a little bit, and then 2 streets in is where tourists don't usually end up. If they end up there, they've taken a wrong turn. And this is where his pub was. And so he would get these amused tourists wandering in, and they would, you know, he didn't really like them, but, you know. Anyway, on one particular occasion, a couple of tourists showed up. I think they were from Germany, I'm not sure, but he poured them a pint of beer, and he turned around, and when he turned back, they were looking at the beer like this. He said, "What's the matter?" He said, this beer is cloudy. The beer is very cloudy. He said, "What were you expecting, thunder and lightning?" So, true story. So anyway, a melody from Brittany followed by this lovely jig, Con Curtin's Big Balloon. So here we go. You. I just had a little flash there. You can't see this, but right at the back there's a screen showing me playing. But it's like 1.5 seconds behind what I'm playing. So I was kind of watching the fingers, and I don't advise you do that. That was somewhat off-putting. Anyway, I finish off my little set with a set on the pipes. The other night when I played here on Thursday, I played out at the Arts Centre and I played some pipes from Brittany, Breton pipes. Tonight I think we'll play some tunes on the Galician pipes, the gaita gaega. I just spent about 10 or 11 days in California with a great gaita player, gaitero, called Alexandra Cardasso Suarez. I try to spend a few days or a couple of weeks every year with him, and he's taught me a lot about the pipes, especially, the history of them and how to play them. So I've just come back. So here's some music from the gaita. He told me a great story that they just discovered a chanter, the melody pipe of this. Just discovered it was in the family of a famous gaita player in Santiago de Compostela, and they knew it was a very old chanter, so they took it and they had it carbon tested, carbon dated, and they found that the wood that the chanter was made from was probably harvested about 1420. And then by doing some surveys, they can tell how long an instrument's been played by the number of how the finger holes have worn down. And they reckon it's been played for at least 400 years. So that shows you the antiquity of this instrument. So here is, despite everything I just said, these tunes are not from Galicia. So there you are, why not? First tune I played the other night, I'm going to play it again. It's a march from the center of France, from the Auvergne. It's a conscription march. It's a tune they would have used when young men were going off to join the French army in the 1850s, 1860s, 1880s, that time. If you see lovely photographs of these fellows all covered up in red, white, and blue ribbons and with their hats on, glass of wine, they're off to join the army for 2 years. And I find it quite poignant because we all know what happened in 1914. These young men went off wearing their ribbons, listening to this kind of music, and of course they never came back. So I play it a little bit slower than it would normally be played. So it's a tune called in French, Adieu aux filles de mon pays, or Goodbye to the girls of my country. And then I follow that with three Breton dance tunes for a dance called Dérobé. So here we are, a few pipe tunes for you. This may take a while. The bag needs to be filled. Normally I'd have somebody doing it for me, you see. Wasn't like this when I toured with Clapton, I tell you that. I'm joking. You may think I'm joking about this, but Glenn Campbell, the great Glenn Campbell, the great singer, American singer, he also played the pipes. He was very proud of his Scottish heritage, and he wasn't a great piper, but he played the pipes every night in his show, and he had some flunky backstage to inflating them, so they would hand them to him, and they would be ready to off he'd go. So, for any of you who have seen Glenn Campbell play the pipes, he's not a genius. He just can afford to have people blowing his pipes up. Paid enough for that.
See ya. Thank you. Thank you very much. And as I mentioned the other night, if you want to hear more of my music, $800 I'll come round to your house and play in your living room. $900 I'll play in your kitchen. How about that? Alternatively, I have a few CDs, if you remember what those are. They're available. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. See you later. Thank you.
Let's give John a big hand again. That was fabulous. So as you can see, the next one is Bela Isakova. But it seems like she picked up some men while she was here. I have no clue what's going to happen here, but Bela, she's a good friend of ours. She is a graduate of the Music Conservatory, classical music in Sofia, Bulgaria, and she immigrated to the United States and lives in Atlanta, Georgia now. And she is fabulous, so you can enjoy all of it. Bella, please. And you brought Randy with you. He's from Columbus, Ohio.
I've been thinking on what Turlock was talking about, like meeting new people and giving new improved names. And I happened to meet Randy many years ago, but I happened to play with him for the first time for real here in Berea 4 years ago, and he is the new improved Don Penzine, actually.
Poor Don.
If we have to go with that. And not only did I start a set with the absolute conviction that I was going to fall on my face and it was going to be the worst experience of my life, but I ended up having one of the best experiences of my life, so much so that Randy and I have been playing together ever since, and now we're recording together. And speaking of names and not remembering, so we've been sort of trying to toy with what to call ourselves, and we love to just take each other's roles in playing music. So one time I thought that we should be called the Irish Mammies for meddling, and
I'm a mammy now.
I think that the last one we came up with today is the tennis elbows. Ask me how I know. Anyway, we're gonna start with a set that we recently recorded that I'm pretty happy with, so, and then we're gonna invite some more friends. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know how many years I've been coming here, but I just love being here every year, and it's almost become like a tradition to just invite other friends and have sets with them on stage. And so I have to follow tradition. And I am going to ask our friend Keith Carr to join us on banjo. I am in the very useful habit of stealing hornpipes from Keith. So as Jill takes songs and I take hornpipes, and you still have lots to give, see? Yeah.
I'm old, I need to sit.
No, it's your instrument. It's the
His
nature of the beast.
instrument's old and needs to
Yes. So we will play a hornpipe I stole fair and square from Keith, called the Anpash Ting Fion, which is actually a hornpipe version of an air, and then we will follow it by another hornpipe called the Birds. retuning my fiddle. So Randy is going to tell you about the next thing, and we're going to invite one more friend, Mr. John Sherman.
So we're gonna sing a song now, and this is a song that I learned actually was written by Harry O'Donovan, who wrote songs for the theater in Dublin, and often around a particular character that showed up in many of the plays and so on, called Biddy Mulligan. And so they tended to be humorous songs, and this one is just like that. It's a song about a party, in particular a costume ball. It's called the Char Ladies' Ball. And the song goes on to talk about the costumes, what people are wearing. They talk about what they were drinking. They talk about what happens after they were drinking. And it gets to be a bit of a lively party. So we've invited up my partner in crime, Mr. John Sherman here. We've played together for years. And John and I have been doing this song. And then when Bella and I put it together, we put it together with a lovely waltz that she came up with. So the only painful part is I sing it in F sharp, and so she has to do a little fiddle retuning. So.
That one doesn't matter anyway.
I think she's actually going to skip tuning a string, which is more impressive than not.
I mean, I'm not using the G string in this tune. I'm just tuning it for the overtones. All right.
Great.
I think we got it. Let me
I think we
check
do.
it one more time. Glad I did.
That was our bonus tune.
There's a great piper, one of my favorite contemporary pipers. His name is Mick O'Brien, and I first saw him in a Chinol, and it was in somebody's three-car garage, so it was like the most beautiful setting. And he played with one of my great fiddle heroes named Quivine O'Reilly, and pipes have to tune, and so he like tuned for 5 minutes, and he looked at us and said, "We tune because we care." There you have it.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep. You may talk of your outings, your picnics and parties, your dinners, dances and hoolies and all, but wait till you hear of the gas that we had when we went to the Char Ladies' fancy dress ball. I was there as Queen Anne, and I went with me man. He was dressed as a monkey locked up in a cage. There were pirates and pirates, hockey tops and whatnots and stars you might see on the music hall stage. At the Char Ladies' Ball, people said one and all, "You're the belle of the ball, Mrs. Mulligan." We had 1 steps and 2 steps, and the devil knows what new steps. We swore they would never be done again, be dead. There was wine, porter, and Jameson. We had cocktails and cocoa and all. We had champagne that night, but a real pain next morning, the night we danced at the Char Ladies' Ball. There were natives and cowboys that come from Drumcondra, Sweet Francis Street ferries, all diamonds and stars. There was young one of the Roonies, like a clock over Moonies, and a telegram boy with a message from Mars. Mary Moore of the Lots was the queen of all Scots. With a crown out of Woolworths she perched on her dome. There was young Jimmy Whitehouse came dressed as a lighthouse, and a Camden Street garbo that should have stayed home. At the Char Ladies' Ball, people said one and all, You're the belle of the ball, Mrs. Mulligan. We had 1 steps and 2 steps, and the devil knows what new steps we swore they would never be done again, be dead. There was wine, porter, and Jameson. We had cocktails and cocoa and all. We had rambos and tangos, half sets of fandangos, the night we danced at the Char Ladies' Ball. Mary Ellen O'Rourke was the queen of the dawn. By 1:30 she looked like a real dirty knight. Mick Farrow, the besser, came dressed as a jester, but he burst his balloon and dropped dead at the fright. Jim Barr came as Bovril stops that sinking feeling, astride of a bottle, pajamas and all. But he bumped into Faust, who's gloriously soused, and the two of them sank at the end of the hall. At the Char Ladies' Ball, people said one and all, you're the belle of the ball, Mrs. Mulligan. We had 1 steps and 2 steps, and the devil knows what new steps we swore they would never be done again, be dead. There was wine, porter, and Jameson. We had cocktails and cocoa and all. We had champagne that night, but a real pain next morning, and rambos and tangos, half sets of fandangos, and a nice sit-down tea, but we fell down to supper the night we danced at the Char Ladies' Ball. Thank you.
I wanted to say a quick thank you to Suna for organizing this beautiful event. He does so much work, and I'm so grateful. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
Give them a big hand.
Yeah.
The first guest that was up here, Keith Carr, actually drove all the way from DC to come for this, so we appreciate that very much. It's his first time here. I met him at Toon Junkie a couple of times in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and he said he will come finally. The next band we have is Mrs. Doyle, and if you come to Louisville on and off on second and fourth Sunday, there is a session at Molly Malone on Bardstown Road. So bear that in mind. If you are in Louisville, go to one of the sessions, and I know that Kathy often stirs the pot. But here we are, Mrs. Doyle with special guest John Walsh, who was born in Dublin, Ireland.
I would pull those down.
remember the part Bella was saying about pipers saying they tune because they care? Time for me to care for a second. Oh, listen, you guys are tuning too. You care too. Yeah, that's why I had to stay out here. Give me a second when you're ready. A second. Feel good? No, but let's go. We're going to play a set of jigs for you first. The first one's called Thomasina Reef, and the second one is called The Mist-Covered Mountains, and the third one is a cool jig called Stacia Donnelly's. 3, 2, and 2. 3, 2, and 2? Sounds good. hate air conditioning. But they also hate changing from warm to cold, so things get a little exciting. You want to say anything, or you want to just launch in? Oh, let me check one more thing. Okay. Sounds sufficiently out of tune to me. Let's go.
I'm gonna sing a Paul Brady song for you.
Sounds authentic. Sounds traditional. Not.
Ready?
Yep.
Come all you lads of high renown, that we hear of a fair young maiden. She rode downtown a summer's day, 40 view of soldiers parading, but it was so bold and it looked so gay, and the colors fine and the bands to play. Was young Mary for to say where you the gallant soldier. She knew the soldiers on parade as they stood at their leisure, and Mary to herself did say, now at last I found my treasure, and oh how blue my parents must be, banish my darling heart from me, and we'll leave them all and we'll go with thee, me bold undaunted soul. Oh, Mary dear, your parents love. Now I pray don't be unruly, for when we're in the foreign land, now believe we would surely have seen battle I might fall, shot from an angry cannonball. You're so far from your daddy's hall, you ride by a gallant soldier. I'll have 50 guineas in bright gold, likewise a heart that's burning, and I'd leave them all and I'd go with you, oh my bold and daunted soldier. So don't say nothing, let me go, and I will choose the daring foe, and we'll march together to and fro, and wed you the gallant soldier. Now when he saw her loyalty, and Mary so true-hearted, he said, darling, married we'll be, and nothing but death will part us. And when we're in a foreign land, I'll fight you foreign with my right hand, with the hopes that God might stand a friend, Mary and a gallant soldier. And when we're in a foreign land, and I'll guide you down with my right hand, with the hopes that God might stand a friend, Mary and a gallant soldier.
Thank you guys very much.
Well,
Let's give them a big hand before they close the door. Yeah. So we are getting to the end. I hope you have enjoyed it. I think it has been fabulous, and thank you so much for staying around and enjoying and welcoming all these wonderful musicians from near and far. Our last performance is by Dogwood Road from Columbus, Ohio. They came here last year for the first time, and I have had good conversations with them and feel that we have built up a good rapport. And 4 or 5 days ago, we had a change in the program. I really wanted to find something else for them, and I talked a lot with Kelly. Is Kelly here still? Kelly Caldwell. She's the new... she is downstairs. That's where the after party is. And it's not after yet. But anyway, I'm kidding. Kelly, she's a new principal at Berea Community School. And this year they started a week early. So I thought, hey, we need to take advantage of that. And I thought, what could be better than ending a Friday afternoon with some Irish folk music? And it took a lot of conversation with the management to make it happen, but Kelly was on it, and Tyler and Carl said, yeah, we want to do it. And they did a wonderful both performance and educational presentation of Irish and Celtic music. So here they are, Dogwood Road from Columbus, Ohio.
Thanks, Tuna. Happy to be back. Short. I'm not that short. Short and loud. Yeah, well, that's true too. All right, we're gonna do a song for you.
Boy, Jack Dullen was his name. He was born and raised in Ireland, in a place called Castlemaine. He was his father's only son, his mother's pride and joy. And dearly did they love their son, their wild colonial boy. At the early age of 16 years, Jack left his native home and to Australia's sunny shores he was inclined to roam. He robbed the rich, he helped the poor, he shot James McAvoy. A terror to Australia was the wild colonial boy. One evening on the prairie as Jack rode along, listening to the mockingbirds singing a cheerful song. Up stands a band of footmen, Callie Davis and Fitzroy, and they had come to capture him, the wild colonial boy. Surrender now, Jack Dillon, for you see it's 3-1. Surrender in the King's high name, for you are a plundering son.
Jack drew 2 pistols from his belt and proudly waved them high. I'll fight, but not surrender, cried the wild colonial boy. He fired a shot at Kelly, which brought him to the ground. And turning round to Davis, he received a fatal wound. The bullet pierced his proud young heart from the pistol of Fitzroy. And that is how they captured him, the wild colonial boy. All right, so now we're going to do a set of tunes for you. What are these? Oh, shoot. So we call the tune Slip Into Jigs, which really doesn't tell you anything about the name of the tunes, because it's a slip jig into jigs. The second one is called 3 Deer and a Hare, and I can't remember what the first and the third one are. So it's on a CD. You can find it on online. You can find us on iTunes, Dogwood Road. It's all on there, I promise. What's in a name? What's in a name?
You improve Tyler more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Let's give them a big hand. And I hope you'll stay for the grand finale, and we'll invite everyone with an instrument to come up and play. I hope they will pop out here. But before they do that, I need to thank Union Church again for hosting us, both in the basement and here, and for an after party and things like that. It is a tremendous service for us and the community and the musicians. I also want to thank all the volunteers who have helped with ticket sale, food preparation, cleanup, and driving around. And Howard, he has spent so many hours on sound and driving around. I take my hat off for all the support. So let's give the volunteers a big hand.
Let's do it, you guys. Do it. I gotta stay.
Who needs a chair? Join the banjo section.
Join the banjo. I am a happy girl right now. Look at this, yeah! The instruments everybody hates the most, all sitting together. Yay!
There's no bar on the box.
Wait, where are the spoons? Somebody bring some spoons, please, and a kazoo. You got some? Oh, you got some bones. Okay. There's hope. Actually, I'm a happy girl.
Sorry.
That'd be good. I have two favorite fiddle players.
Why don't you start?
Or earlier. Two favorite right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Everybody?
Not the Bucks.
Not the Lucy Campbell. Yeah, Lucy
Okay, you start.
No.
Yeah, you started. You picked it.
Yeah, do it.
That's the one, right?
so much. Let's give them a big hand. Thanks to the dancers too. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had a fantastic evening. So, good night. See you next year, or before.